Alright lads, so I asked you yesterday, how do you feel about the brand new 1000G Bloodwood characters? A new Giselle, Zombietta, and also surprisingly, a new Cirucci. In my opinion, I'm actually very excited for this banner. It's been one of the few banners I was looking forward to. Not so much with Cirucci, but it was more so just Zombietta and especially Giselle. And Giselle being the highlight of this banner just makes it even better for me. Giselle herself looks like an amazing character with a whole new mechanic, the dominated status element. She looks strong, she looks like a whole lot of fun to play with, and also their attribute and killer combination is almost perfect for me. I have technique special move sources. I've been desperately wanting a new ranged sword killer, and to get that and have it be Giselle, it's going to be the easiest 5 out of 5 for me when we do summon on the 31st. For Zombietta, I always expected her to get a new character. I'm not surprised or annoyed that we're getting another Bambietta. I think visually she looks great. They did a good job making her look like a zombie, if that kind of makes sense. And obviously skill-wise, she is a tad bit controversial because she is lacking 2 crucial skills, that being Berserker, and also an 80% spiritual pressure boost, which is almost unheard of for end of month characters. However, I'm going to say, and I might gladly be wrong in this, let Caleb cook. A lot of people were trashing on Wetsu for not being able to inflict status elements and also not have an SP boost, but he ended up being one of the most fun characters in the entire game. Now, I don't think that's entirely going to be the same case with Bambietta, more so specifically because she does have GQ skills. That's more annoying than the fact that she doesn't have Berserker or an SP boost. Because there are situations where in Guild Quest, for example, you inflict a status element too often that you can't reapply your SP boost for like another 8-7 seconds. And in a way, Bambietta's not going to have that problem, and all the multipliers that she does have, at least in Guild Quest, she's going to be the best leader for the ranged Aranka GQ. I just kind of wish outside of Guild Quest she would have had that Frenzy +3, because when you're not using it in Guild Quest, you're definitely going to notice that lack of Berserker and also spiritual pressure boost. But I'd like to say she's going to be fine, and it's finally nice to get a new good ranged Aranka killer. And while I'm sure there are a lot of Bambietta fans out there that aren't, happy or satisfied that she isn't a perfect character, she does have those potential flaws. I mean, this is your 4th Bambietta, right? There are certain characters out there that are bad and they only have 1 character. Bambietta now has 4, and she's definitely going to get more in the future, and she's literally getting an epic grade 2. Like, if there was one example of Caleb's favorite character, Bambietta is one of them. And then Cirucci, I don't really have any strong opinions on. I'm happy, I guess, that she got included. She's a normal attack damage character for a week that I don't need her in, so she's kind of whatever for me. Had she been given an SA2 team boost, I would have been a bit more welcoming of it. At the same time, though, this banner could have easily just been 2 characters. And if any fan favorite like Mayuri Esno, for example, ended up getting the treatment that Cirucci got, I would have been a tad bit more disappointed, or just disappointed in general. So Cirucci, being the character she is, I think she's kind of okay. She's just kind of there. I would have personally, though, preferred Charlotte in the banner, because Charlotte's going to have a super funny summon, and I am hoping to see that one day. But that's my opinion on this new banner. Let's scroll down and see what you like have to say. So we do have over 228 comments. I don't want this video to be over an hour long, so we're going to try and go through them quick, but also just talk about the most liked comments, right? And then at the end, scroll down and look at some of maybe the hot takes, maybe some comments that got downvoted. So first up, we have Old Man Zan. We are getting GTA 6 before Bankai Rose at this point. I don't know who they can add with him to make a banner at this point, and it does feel weird, right? When they didn't include Bankai Rose in the mid-month banner with Shinji and also Kensei, where Rose's inclusion would have made perfect sense. In all honesty, that could have been an end-of-month banner. I thought surely they were setting up a banner with Mask, Renji, and also Rose, and then we ended up getting Renji. Then I thought, okay, we're gonna get Mask and also Rose, but then we already got Mask. At this point, especially with the fact that we didn't get Mayuri in this banner, I feel like we're gonna get a Soripa banner. Maybe the characters together might be a bit random, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. And I feel like maybe Mayuri is going to be paired alongside Rose, and maybe a third of a Soripa. Who could that other Soripa be? I'm not too sure, because Mayuri is also now in the same situation. Who is he going to get paired with? At the same time, since they did just do Cirucci, maybe they also then plan to do Dodoni, Charlotte, Lupi. I guess Mayuri could be paired with the zombies. Continuing on, though, we have this lesson. Imagine GG Soul Bomb controls the boss in the last stage and then kill all the mobs on its own. To be fair, Giselle has already good strong attacks as is. I don't think you're going to struggle with the small little Soripa mobs. But from the brief demonstration that we did get on how this status element does work, I mean, once you do inflict the boss with a status element, that boss can't hit you, and it's only then going to target the small mobs. And keep in mind, in Guild Quest in particular, the bosses don't use normal attacks. They spam their strong attacks. So it's going to be very funny seeing how the dominate status element does play out in Guild Quest. Cirucci before Esnot vote standing is crazy. I mean, kind of is. Not at the same time. I mean, it really depends, right? Caleb aren't going in order. We are jumping around back and forth. Sometimes we might go back into Core 1. By the time we start getting Core 3 characters next year for the 10th anniversary, we still might be getting Core 2 characters. We still might be missing characters in Core 1. I don't necessarily mind it because I do like being surprised. If Caleb are going in order, doing the banners as we see them in episodes, there'd be no surprise. But then again, that wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing because then we get to potentially save for upcoming characters if we know they're potentially going to be next. Esnot though, I mean, I think I saw some people say they wanted Esnot in this banner. If Esnot was in this banner, he would have had the exact same skills Cirucci had. So I'm kind of glad they didn't. Esnot deserves, especially his vote standing, deserves to be the Limit Breaker character of the month, the highlight of the banner. And given the fact they are highlighting Giselle here, I am glad Esnot wasn't included. In all honesty, if Esnot wants to be end of year, I'm honestly down for him. I'm excited for him. The lad Jess says, I'm actually happy here. Very excited to see Cirucci, while others might have mixed feelings about Giselle. And I know many are not happy to see how Zombietta was treated like this. It is another star rater checked off on the waiting list. And yeah, as far as the Bambis do go, all we're missing right now is Little Toto. And at the same time, I'm also equally as excited for, yeah, BG9, not Pepe, but Robert. Listen, now that Giselle's out of the way, I might have to start hyping up Robert. I'm hoping Robert in his vote standing, he's going to be a super fun character. Can't wait for him, assuming he isn't a Nat character. Lado says, Giselle dominates my spirit orbs for real. I hear it, I hear it. Bungie Panther says, both Giselle and Bambi look good. And as random as Cirucci being in the banner is, instead of Mayuri, for example, I am glad though she took the hit for being the normal attack GQ character. And that's exactly why I feel too. You know, had Cirucci just been an overall good SP unit, then my first thought would have been, damn, why wasn't this Mayuri, you know? But considering the type of character Cirucci is, I'm honestly fine with Mayuri not being in this banner. MJ says, finally, after years of waiting, my GOAT Giselle came. I think it's a good banner, outside Cirucci being there, but I am disappointed with no Halloween banner. Hopefully we'll get it one in November. So obviously that was the big thing about this end of month, right? It was either going to be 1000 Year Blood War or it was going to be Halloween. Now remember, Halloween as a seasonal banner isn't always present in this game. Some years we don't get it, some years we do. This, I guess, is the year we don't get it. I definitely prefer this route because I'm biased against Giselle. If we didn't get Giselle though, then I think I would have also preferred a Halloween banner. But I feel, personally, I feel like the reason why we aren't getting a Halloween banner this year is because we're going to get Halloween characters, Spirit Society characters more so, in the upcoming voting banner. And I'm really hoping the voting banner is next end of month. Maybe the thought process for Caleb was that since we're getting a Spirit Society character, or characters, it is a popular society banner, for the voting banner that might be scheduled in November, maybe that's why we didn't get Halloween banner this year, as to not get back-to-back Halloween. Elias says that Giselle looks really powerful and I can't wait to see how Dominate affects the game in certain scenarios. I was already a fan of Confusion since it had a small chance to force an enemy to hit themselves, but a guaranteed way to let them hit each other generally sounds intriguing. Not to mention, finally putting 7th Anniversary Ichigo and also Halloween Noel to rest. And yeah, that's probably the best part about this, you know, Giselle, right? And we said it months ago, right, when we got our first schedule of the guild quest. We knew this end of month was going to give us a ranged story per killer. I'm happy that it's Giselle, but I'm also happy at the same time to finally not use 7th Anniversary Ichigo. But give him a round of applause though, right? Not so much Noel. I'm gonna hate on Noel for a bit. You know, considering the fact that she came out only this time last year, she should have been way better. But 7th Anniversary Ichigo has been holding it down for me for the better half of 2 years. And for those that don't get Giselle, you know, he's still gonna be putting in the work. It seems, however, Killer have a thing for making Zombietta into a guild quest character every single time. Base Zombietta was a mediocre range captain main. I wouldn't say she was mediocre. Maybe now compared to some of the newer characters, but I kind of see where I come from. Swimsuit Zombietta is an amazing media Aranka lead, and now Zombietta seems to be alright ranged Aranka lead. To be fair, I feel like she is going to surprise us. I'm glad to be wrong, but I feel like Zombie Zombietta in the ranged Aranka GQ is actually going to be really good. No SP boost, but having Bruiser is certainly one decision of all time. It's weird, even Giselle has Bruiser. We've been seeing Bruiser come back a lot now. I don't dislike it if the character has all the skills they want to have, but in Zambietta's case, I mean, that Bruiser easily could have been Berserker. Also, I'm generally shocked that they did Zombietta yet again. Considering we had 3 of them already in just over a year, I think it should have been given to someone else instead. The thing is though, if we're getting Giselle, we have to get Zombie Zombietta. I don't think there was any situation where we didn't get Zombietta with Giselle. Although, again, it is funny that for some reason, all 3 Zombiettas have been Guild Quest focused. You know, our first anime Zombietta, the ranged captain killer, she didn't have any Guild Quest specific skills, but she was clearly designed in mind for Guild Quest. This one, you know, it's a bit weird that, again, it's our 3rd GQ skilled character, I guess. Focus Zombietta, but this swimsuit Zombietta honestly had no right of getting Guild Quest skills. She was the Limit Breaker character of the month, like Giselle is, for example, and she's the only Limit Breaker character to have specific Guild Quest skills. It was very weird. Cirucci is just a regular Night character though. No booster is tragic, it definitely is. Overall, kind of right, but Giselle hard carries. I would say so. Caleb knows they've been drilling her orbs, but still definitely a hype banner at the very least for a lot of people I can imagine. New stat elements and skills are always welcomed and fun to check it out. And that's probably the best part about Giselle, which is why I'm super excited for her, because despite overall just being a good unit, she's a one of a kind. No one does what she does in the game, and I'm excited to see how it's going to play out. Smega says, I'm happy about the banner. GG seems like a fun unit, and I'm annoyed as hell, as a Zombietta fan, that she's getting the GQ treatment once again. Like the swimsuit one, she's super good out of it. Also, it's her 4th unit, so I really can't complain. Still waiting for the Volstanig one. And yeah, it kind of is like that, right? Like, you can be a bit upset how they treated Zombietta, but at the same time, it's your 4th one. At least you're getting that right. But as this lad says here, as for Cirucci, I hate that Keller seems to despise Nad units. Yeah, we all know about the situation, right? It's weird. I don't like it. I wouldn't mind it. And I say this every time we talk about Nad characters, right? If we were getting good normal attack damage units alongside these GQ ones, I'd be fine with it. But it's annoying. Hopefully, sometime in the future, Caleb understand it's annoying, and eventually you can start giving them Flurry +2 outside of Guild Quest. JD says, having 4 Zombiettas in-game before we even get one version of so many Quinties is honestly starting to get old. I mean, it is and isn't. Fair enough, though. Fair enough. I'll say that. But, like, in the circumstance of the situation, right? Zombietta sells. It's that simple. It's always going to be that simple. Zombietta was put into the banner with Killgain Eban to sell the banner more. Likewise with the swimsuit one, if you're going to do swimsuit Stamritters, Zombietta is at the top of the list. And then in this case, I wouldn't say I would probably say Zombietta's in this banner to sell it more too, but like, it just makes sense. You can't have Giselle without Zombie Zombietta. Cloudy says, a really good banner. I already did expect Giselle and Zombietta for a long time, but didn't expect Cirucci to be in this banner. But so far, it's really good. Bro really predicted his we pull in. I mean, to be fair, Zombietta and Giselle as a prediction was probably the easiest guess we could potentially make. I think, in fact, this time last year, I was always expecting Giselle to release after the anniversary, 9th anniversary, and before end of year. So it was around this time I was initially expecting Giselle to come out. But also the fact that we did get these stats and data mined, I think it was quite given that, yeah, it was going to be Giselle. KTY says, this is a really solid banner, and I can't complain except about the lack of Berserker for Gigi. Maybe you mean Zombietta? Because I'm pretty sure Giselle has Berserker. And yes, Bambi does not have an SP boost, but still looks powerful, and I love her visuals the most. And yeah, alongside the idea that, you know, Zombietta doesn't have Berserker, I really do hope this month when it comes to the 5-star plus accessories that we get the Quincy strong attack damage item evolved. It doesn't make up for the fact that we just had 2 Quincy's back-to-back, Candice and also Zombietta with no built-in Berserker, but that'll be quite a solid upgrade for them nonetheless. RG is saying, I'm excited and I was hoping for Zombie Zombietta. Also, new skills for Gigi seems perfect and her kit looks great. I still want Ez not released though, or maybe Mayuri instead of Cirucci, but it makes sense that they did make her a normal attack damage unit. I'd rather they make less hype characters normal attack damage instead of hype ones like Renji and Mask, and I definitely agree with that. If they're gonna make a hype character a normal attack damage unit, they need to make him like Aizen. The lad Silent says 25 steps for Cirucci. I've been a Cirucci simp my whole life and love all the Bambis, so it's not a hard decision. Problem is, I'm not sure if I have enough orb resources for 25, but I'll do the most steps I can. Up to 20 I can do for sure. I hear it though. Next up we have Yujo. So happy Giselle's finally here. Been waiting ages for just one Giselle unit to be in game. Gonna summon a lot on this banner. For sure. Gigi, my glorious queen, is finally here just in time for my birthday on the 9th too. Happy early birthday. Gonna max out as best as I can. And now I just wait for the grumpy muncher. I was gonna ask who that is, but I assume you mean Lil Toro. Settle Ice says, this banner is good. I don't mind it at all. And it actually fits the thing. Now you know that even the most non-significant characters are going to get something. And that kind of is the case for Cirucci. Even her Sobom, which... keep in mind, the current standard for someone to get a 1000G Blood War unit is to do 1 new attack, and that's why we got someone like Yumachika. In the case of Cirucci, she does like 1 very minute attack, and the sum that we did get with Cirucci is somewhat original, more original direction of the same attack that she does do in the anime. But I think at this point, for someone to get a 1000G Blood War character, it's have a new attack, or at the very least, have a new appearance. In this case, Cirucci has a scar on her face. I guess that counts. Also, I think that Shinji should have gotten this type of skill. The stars element, yes, we all agree with that, right? At least on the Sobom. Confusion on Shinji makes sense, that's his Shikai abilities. But the Sobom should have had this new mechanic. I would love for them to go back and add it, but I highly doubt that. Lone Wolf says, is like Gigi stole not only Zambietta's life, but also stole her Berserker and also SP boost. That is kind of funny, a funny way of looking at it. If that was the case, it'd be kind of better and funny, but like, I still would have preferred if Zombietta had the SP boost, or at least Berserker. One of the two would have been great. Dominating Brave Battles is going to be nuts. A little concerning, but that would be a very interesting thing. I do hope that when they choose to give a Brave Battle character Dominate, they don't give the character Debilitator, but who actually knows. I'm honestly down for a character to have dominate in Brave Battles. It'd be fun. It'd be cool. Then again, it'd be a bit RNG dependent, because then you have to inflict a style summon unless the character just has guaranteed. That would be kind of broken though. Maybe it won't happen. It's kind of hard to balance that, I'll be honest. Especially if they have an increased chance. Imagine they inflict all the enemy team with dominate. That'd be kind of crazy. Keep in mind though, I do want to try Giselle in Brave Battles, but it's going to be very hard to do that, given the fact that invincibility means that you can't inflict any style summons. So you're going to have to stall out 10 seconds and then inflict it, which at that point, it doesn't even seem worth it. So I might make a video trying it out in Brave Battles, but it's probably not going to be good whatsoever. Wario says, saved 7,000 orbs just for this moment. In brackets, Giselle. So happy to finally have her. Also happy that they gave her good treatment. Ironic, though, how she's never going to take damage despite her shrift revolving around it. And now that you mentioned that, is kind of funny. When she's up against Soripers, you're not taking damage. You're really not. Unless you get caught off guard when an enemy just spawns in. This banner is good, but where's my Halloween girls? Again, hopefully, this time next month, end of November. I'm hoping it's the pole banner, the costume one. And I think it's safe to assume a Spirit Society character or two, maybe the whole banner, will be Spirit Society characters. Hopefully not though, I do want a good mixture of characters here. Caleb knew what they were doing when they named the new style summon Dominate and then give us Giselle. That's the funny one too. It's always funny when we have data mined information on a new style summon, because we know when it first comes out into the game, it's going to have a different name. The data mine information was called Takeover, but Dominate is not a name I was expecting for this style summon. It is kind of funny. Would have liked if Cirucci was a farmer, but aside from that, the banner is pretty good, except I have nearly all the fillers. The fillers aren't too great, and I think I agree with that. Again, it's been some time since we've gotten a farmer. I know some people would say that farmers aren't as useful anymore, the Brave bonus system, for example, but I don't think we should phase out farmers. We haven't had one since end of month November, and Power still doesn't have a +10 super links of farmer. In the case for Cirucci too, especially because she doesn't have a team boost SA2, she's kind of replacing a premium character that is only like 6 months old. And I don't think that character, Ikaku, by the way, needed replacement. In my case, I actually have Ikaku 5.5, so unless I get Cirucci 5.5, I'm probably not even going to use her. If Cirucci had a team boost SA2, I would have been fine with her character. So yeah, I kind of agree. I kind of wanted to be a farmer instead. Jose says this banner is definitely a must summon for someone who's tired of using 7th anniversary Ichigo for Guild Quest, and it being both Giselle and Zombie Zambietta definitely adds the value to summoning for both of them. And that's basically the same case for me, right? It's almost perfect for me, right? I don't want characters to be Guild Quest focused. I don't like that Zambietta has Guild Quest skills, but I do play Guild Quests. And Giselle and Zambietta, Zombie Zambietta, was a guaranteed 25-step summon for me. So to have them be replacements for a character that I'm also sick and tired of using in Guild Quests, just makes the banner even better for me. Who is the other star ratters? All I see is Queen Cirucci. I will say though, shout out to the Cirucci fans. This lad says, insane how Giselle and Mask Masculine first release are like night and day different. And yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. Is it a surprise though? I don't know the popularity of characters like that, especially 1000-Year Blood with Stun Raiders, but I would like to say Giselle's more popular than Mask. So I'm not entirely surprised Giselle got done better, but I also don't like how Mask, I'm going to stop saying his name for the rest of the video, how his first character was treated, being a no more attack damage. Pretty good banner. The fillers are kind of trash, but I'm too broke to summon. Fair enough. Next up, we have Dark Girl Raven saying, as a Zambietta fan, this is taking it out for me. Please give other quantity a chance so I can save my orbs and see new faces. And if you're going to give her a new unit, at least make it better than the other one that we already have. To be fair, I mean, given the fact that we just had 2 Zambiettas in like 4 months, right? It's okay with this one being worse than the other swimsuit Zambietta, especially given that she's a Liberator character. That's not necessarily a bad thing, right? They both have different uses. They're not really competing with each other. Not necessarily a bad thing. Next up, we have this lad here saying, not gonna lie, I'm a little bit upset that Little Toto isn't on the banner. Hopefully next month. Listen, I'm sure you are a little bit upset, but you would have been more upset if she wasn't the banner and ended up being a normal attack damage unit. The visuals and designs are amazing, but I'm just going to summon until step 12, doing 10% of the banner, and then wait for Giselle's individual banner for GQ purposes, and save for Esnot and Basby in November or December, hopefully November end of month. Random account says, I'm glad we're finally getting Quincy's. I still wish they would mix in with Soul Reapers. I mean, I think it's too late for that at this point. To be fair, most of the Soul Reapers are already done, but I also wouldn't have mind banners being based on a whole fight, right? Like Giselle, Zombietta, Mayuri. That wouldn't have been a bad one. Would have been nice to get Halloween banner, but this is close enough. I'll probably do a few steps and start saving for Basby and end of year. Seems like both of you lads here also excited for Basby. Potential chance he does come soon, because we definitely should be getting a Basby based on the Toshiro fight. How would Dominate affect players in real life? I love a new star summon, and it can possibly be used for Bankai Yama in the future. I guess it could be used for Bankai Yama. In the case for how it affects us, We haven't seen it in gameplay yet. I guess we'll find out when it eventually happens, more so in arena. But when it was data mined, Tekken did mention that your UI just disappears when you get affected by it. So I assume you'll just kind of get put on auto and automatically target your allies, which are now enemies. About time. But Cirucci is such an odd pick. Why not everyone's favorite Aranka Charlotte? But I'm out to say for the individuals since Mask Banner did torture me. And I just said his name. Crap.
The superstar, masculine.
Listen, I don't mind Cirucci being there, but again, for me personally, I would have preferred Charlotte. It's just for the sub. It's literally just for the sub. I don't even care that much for Charlotte, but when he did come back in the anime, he was kind of funny. And that sub, if they do replicate that one attack he does do, it has to be top 10. Funniest sub in the game. Lazy Introvert says, I'm skipping this. I skipped mid-month too. Reason being, I hate Giselle the most. I also hate Candice and Zombietta out of all the Sunritters. And even if they made Giselle an anniversary character, I would have skipped. Fair enough. Me personally, I don't hate any character enough to skip them. Like, I kind of hate on Uryu and Ryugen, but like, if they're good characters, if they're fun characters, I'm probably still gonna pull for them, right? I mean, given Giselle's character in particular, I know some people like despise Giselle, which is understandable. She's like based off a cockroach, right? She is supposed to be detestable. But I've never hated a character that much to like not someone whatsoever, but fair enough, fair enough. With that said, I think we went on long enough, right? Most people have like similar opinions, right? I think many people are happy that Giselle's finally in the game. Some people likely hate here, just one little Toto and hopefully do get her sometime soon. Cirucci's inclusion is a tad bit random, but you know, she took the fall of being a normal attack damage character. And then for Zombietta, some people might find it annoying that she got another character, but it only makes sense they are together. And like always, Guild Quest specific kills are annoying, especially on Zombietta yet again. And at the same time, we have other people like Cornflakes here saying, I wanted seasonals. Can we take a break from 1000 Year Blood War? And I'm also in the same opinion. Again, I prefer that we got Giselle. I'm happy that we got Giselle now. If we weren't going to get Giselle though, I also would have been happy to get a cooldown banner, a Halloween banner, seasonal banner more so. But I really do believe we didn't get a seasonal this time around because we are getting the voting banner next month. And obviously, like the name of the banner itself, right? It's an anime celebration. The anime just came back. If there's a time to get a bunch of 1000 Year Blood War, it kind of is now. It just feels like a lot because we just came back from an anniversary where we also got showered in 1000 Year Blood War. Scrolling down though to some comments that might have got downvoted. There's no guarantee they are at, but these are at the bottom. We have some people saying they're skipping the banner because they just don't like Giselle. We have some people like TK saying the character selection isn't good for me, which is fair. The fillers are a problem. They're always a problem, right? I'm happy at the very least that Esnot and Byakuya are included because I want to get Esnot 5-5 and I don't own Byakuya, so that's 4 new characters, 6 wanted characters for me that I do want to get. But no one else can defend the rest of the filler. And the units don't look too crazy from what I remember. That's kind of true. I mean, in terms of like a meta standpoint, Giselle and Zombietta are meta in GQ. Giselle looks like a really good character. I would probably say right now, second best tech character in the game. But if you want to skip this banner, honestly, it's maybe one of the better ones you can skip, to be honest. Because, yeah, we are getting close to the end of the year. End of year banner is going to be massive. November end of month could be big to bait us to have no orbs for end of year. And if you are like TK, where they always throw in Christmas banners, yeah, you are going to want to start skipping banners like this, right? And start saving for those bigger banners, like the end of the year, for example. JR is also tired of the filler pool. That's fair. Oiled up Giselle is finally here. That is crazy. I'm a bit tired of the constant 1000 Year Blood War. I understand the anime is ongoing, so it's the best time right now, but it is getting boring, especially with the current way they're designing units. I guess that's more so in regards to normal attack damage units, right? And I think this has the same opinion. We have Hope saying, I'm super annoyed at this banner. Not only did they make Giselle a better unit than Fierce Battle Aizen, I mean, Fierce Battle Aizen is a mid-month. Is it really surprising that 1000 Year Blood War unit's better? Also, in regards to Zombie Zombietta, yeah, if you summon for, if you've seen Zombietta's summon quote, it's the quote where Giselle's, is eating her, which is kind of funny. Kind of unfortunate too if you are a Zombietta fan. Like, it's rough out here for you lot. It's rough out here. It's not. It's really not. But at the same time, it kind of is. Leo says, I'm so happy that we got a base Giselle, as that opened the door for a vote standing Giselle, and a swimsuit Giselle, and 10th anniversary Giselle. That's crazy. But yeah, remember, we called this right. It was always going to be based from Giselle. I know some people, I've seen this comment quite a lot. Why isn't Giselle with Menina and Little Toto? No one, especially for me, I didn't think the first time we got Giselle, Little Toto, and Menina was that they were all going to be split up. But I guess in hindsight, it kind of makes sense. Only if we finally do get a banner in the future, where it is Giselle, Little Toto, and Menina in their vote standing. That if there was a time for 3 Bambis to be in a banner, those 3 in particular, it would make more sense when they're in their vote standing because they all do it at the exact same time. With that said though, as again, to not have the video go on for too long, it seems like many people are excited about this banner and are happy with the outcome. Giselle overall looks like a good unit, and you can never hate on new mechanics coming to the game, especially a whole new status element. That also is going to be some exciting stuff to look forward to on future units. Maybe a Halloween character in the future. Cirucci is the random choice, but it's not necessarily a bad thing that she did get a new character. Zombietta could have been better, but I do believe she is going to surprise a lot of us, at least when it comes to Guild Quest performance. And I'm also there with you lads, as always. I don't like Guild Quest specific skills. Get them out of here. Just make a character good. Stop. Overall, though, I'd say it's a pretty solid banner. I'm excited for it. You know I'm going to be summoning with this banner 25 steps, so be there when this banner does drop. We are going to be live. Feel free to summon with me, and I'll see you lads next time. Take care, and peace.